What's good YouTube, and welcome to the house. TCG Player might have a sale Monday, and so much is happening with the market right now with Sneak Peek Weekend that everything's just shaking up as it is, but we know historically when bonus bucks happen that it really gets wonky, and this is for all card games even though it pertains to Magic. So if there is a Magic update to their ban list, there's 5% bonus bucks back, and for each additional card there's another 1% shakeup, meaning this sale could get pretty massive, up to 10% bonus bucks back. This is for all singles even though it hinges on Magic. So let's pay attention Monday with what's happening. Now let's get into today's market watch, starting with Infinite Impermanence shooting up towards $50 for the ultra rare. It is a little cheaper on eBay with motivated sellers here at 46 and 47, but it quickly matches $50 freaking dollars for the ultra. I think the winter season is heating up like never before. People are dedicating themselves to regionals, to YCSs, to getting those invites, to playtesting through, and we see Infinite Impermanence just shooting up right now to where it's $10 under the secret. My advice is, I know your intuition may be, I want to get my playset as cheap as possible. But historically, whenever a reprint even gets announced, the lower rarity version tanks. I would definitely go for a playset and spend the extra $30 of the secret rare to protect your money, protect your investment, and also just have less of a fallout should a reprint get announced for, say, a March set or a random side set. Remember Ash Blossom, how that was in Shadows and Valhalla? Now, the community, I think, has adapted and will realize, well, hey, if this gets a reprint, it's probably shorted unless it's in a structure deck. So I don't think there will be a mass panic on an initial reprint announcement. We'll see a dip, but not like a panic. But I would still go spend that $30 extra, protect your investment, get the secret rares. That's just my take on it. Dole Dragon is seeing a huge spike right now and people are freaking out a little. My thoughts on it are this: people want to play a Dole engine right now. It fits into Orcust, it fits into some other decks, and you also see niche combo decks. I actually played against one in Fort Worth where they play the Warrior engine, and with Armageddon Knight they just play Dole Dragon as one of their ability to send with it so that they can pop floodgates and not get stuck. I think Dole Dragon's a pretty good card, but a lot of us agree it's probably in the structure deck in February. This is just happenstance of, I want to play this now, there's not many around, and I've got to eat the price. I'm only playing one. It's not like people are after these in droves and play sets. So we see it sticking around $4, odd enough for its original, and the Mega Pack version is what's spiking and running out of quantity first, but that happens a lot because that Mega Pack was so stacked with different cards. And we see it is quickly rising over on eBay as well. Again, sometimes you just gotta eat the cost. That's what happens. Low quantities, people actually after a card, people are curious, and they're looking forward. Now, I think we will get a holofoil of this someday, but Konami does love to leave things like the Paleozoics and other such decks incomplete on their holographics, don't they? How sad is it that Scrap Recycler is now almost the most expensive card in Fist of the Gadgets? Not even exaggerating. We can pop over here for a second and look at everything. $12.50. Let's see near mint. Is it 12? Is it $13 on TCG Player? Scrap Recycler is the most expensive card for Fist of the Gadgets currently on TCG Player. Short prints suck. Let's face it. Scrap Recycler for the common is above where it was at $9.44 here, and I believe $8 is the cheapest near mint. Yeah, see photos. $8 cheapest over here. I think this is just the mad rush for being able to play Orcust in the modern age. It's still taking large chunks of top cut. It's still doing a really good job, but now it's not as free. You can't just access Mermaid from the extract. You've got to work for it, and Scrap Recycler is one of those cards that lets you work for it. I personally think that Orcust is still a strong deck moving forward, and I get the rush for this. It just sucks that there's such a recent reprint and shorts lead to this sort of thing, especially, you know, Fist of the Gadgets not being one of the most ripped open sets on top of that. Speaking of side set reprints, Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, it's super rare, cost more than its original secret rare unlimited. Let me know if you're a Pendulum duelist and you're onto this anomaly. You're like, yeah, I prefer the super rare. It matches my cards better. This just doesn't make sense to me personally. The highest rarity, original, not first ed, mind you, original though, is cheaper than a super rare. And the Mega Pack Secret is cheaper as well for a first edition reprint, if the first ed stamps your theory on this. Like, over here on eBay as well, looking up all Mythical Beastmaster Cerebrus's, the secrets, even foreign, are cheaper. They're easier to get than the super. Let me know why this is, why you think this is with the market. Like, people are still buying up the supers. Maybe it's like, yeah, that was the most recent I remember got reprinted. It should be cheapest, like just people blindly going for it. Or is it like a mix and match thing? Let me know definitely on this one. Now, looking at True Draco, everything spiked up. I didn't know Cali Effect did a you should buy on Heritage and gave a little more attention to this. I think he's right though. I featured this several times on Market Watch saying that these are things you should get sooner than later. True Draco sticks around. People want to hollow out their decks. It's multi-format. So he's dead right on saying that Heritage Hollow over the common is something people would go for. And you see it baby bumping up as well towards that $3 mark. But all the other hollow pieces are what people have been digging into, and I believe in the EU somebody told me it's getting pretty expensive over there as well. Now, it also has a little bit of potential with the new set. People are looking at Hakai True Draco and are telling me it's the truth. I have yet to see it in action to judge for myself. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think it's better than Sky Striker or Pure, and if you're going to be playing it. And finally, Magician hype. Before we get into CHIM, I promise we'll get into Chaos Impact. We see that the dual power Magician of Chaos is going up. Kind of feels like Chaos Max used to be, where it held a more ridiculous price than it was worth just because it only had its one printing. Maybe we'll get another Magician of Chaos reprint at some point. Dark Burning Magic is locked behind a $30 MSRP, locked in LDK2. That's the Legendary Dex 2. That did get a recent unlimited reprint, but not much coolant to the price considering you still have to rip it open to go for this card. And then bond between teacher and student has been on the slow rise as well. We don't know what the legendary duelist is gonna miss. I've been saying Konami's been on point, but lately it feels like they're missing the mark with some of their reprints, and all of these are locked between $30 MSRP, different ones, sets. Like, we have dual power for these two, and then we have Legendary Dex 2. So if you're trying to get Magician support even for fun, we've learned that casual doesn't mean broke. That people go after collector cards like this as well. Get it sooner than later because this is likely secret rare, max rarity for this card. Now, looking through Chaos Impact, we have our Prismatics initial pricings, Masquerade towards 4 freaking hundred, which I think unfortunately is justified with how bad this set will do. Think about it this way. This is in 1 out of every 96 boxes for this specific prismatic, because we have 4 different prismatics. They're in every other case, which means we're looking, wait, that's actually worse. Yeah, it's 12 times 2, so it's 24. So that's your chance. 1 out of every 24 boxes is probably 1 prismatic. 24 times 4 equals 90. Quick maths. I'm sick. I'm not redoing this. I know it can be confusing, but basically 1 out of every 96 boxes theoretically should have a Masquerena or a Pyro Phoenix or Evil Eye. So like you have in every 2 cases just 1 prismatic, but to get a specific one, it's over the spread of 4 different cases. That makes sense? I hope it does. But looking through this, like Masquerena, you have the one listing at 400. Pyro Phoenix, people will be after 2 of these, not 3, most likely in my opinion, if they are really after it. So 300 does make a little sense. I think it'll be down towards 250, you know, 500 for 2. Please hook it up. And then we see Gorgon, Empress of the Evil Eye, towards 200. Yes, she's a gorilla waifu. And just looking through the set, man, value has tanked so hard. We see this is actually the cheapest on market for the most part, as Tier 0 has sold out of a ton by adapting to market and having the 5% off. You still have a cheaper Salmon Great Pyro Phoenix than the rest of the market, I feel like. But past that, TCG Player is actually looking kind of like the place to shop because Tier 0 is out of stock. Blue Tang at 40. Striker Dragon dipping down towards 20 like we thought it would. Masquerena dipping towards 25, kind of what we called. We said it might be down towards 20, but more and more I feel like this is the chase card. My initial impression was wrong. I misread it. That's what I get for not playing OCG. I thought you had to use the tag out effect on the opponent's turn to gain the invulnerability. No, you just have to link up with it. So I think Masquerena a lot stronger than my initial impressions. I'm human. I can be wrong. And I think Masquerena, yeah, it's kind of the Chase Ultra, and Konami realizes it. It's the regional mat. I think 25 is a pretty good resting place for its initial release, though. And then we see everything else just tanking, and that's just from people getting it in hand. Also, the pre-sellers wanting to make their guaranteed money. We see Masquerena as cheap as 24, though, over on eBay from one seller. So people definitely motivated. It'll be interesting to see how this set breaks down as the actual release happens next Friday. I usually suggest shopping TCG Player about, you know, 3-4 days after a release, but something's got to give with the set. The estimated value out of busting this open is so bad that I feel like some buyout will happen similar to Code of the Duelist, where early on we had the Guard Dragon buyouts, where, well, not Guard Dragon, World Chalice, but that's World Chalice Guard Dragon. And you also had Lee bought out, where they were $2 and they bumped to 10 and they stayed up for a while and slowly trickled down. Something's got to give with this set. The estimated value of opening boxes is so gosh dang awful from this set, and so many of these prices are already going to tank and fall that where it's going to land, it's your guess as good as mine. But something's got to give, because these box toppers, in a sense, 1 out of every 2 cases, they're not good enough. Like, you get one of these out of every 2 cases, well, yeah, there's a, you know, maybe a spread of $225 average between, you know, 8 cases where you get 4 $225 coolants. It's just not enough. It's not good enough for pre-sellers to be making their money back and busting this. This set is pretty bad value overall. Now, actually, all the cheap boxes are gone, which is also interesting. Maybe people actually were like, all right, you know what, this is the cheapest the box is going to get, I'm going to grab it. Very, very interesting that the cheap boxes did disappear, because there were a large quantity of them. I believe like around 40 of them. So that too is interesting as we head towards this. Let me know what you're after in Chaos Impact. Let me know what you're excited for in this set. And what do you think of all the prices crashing before the set's even out, where the most expensive card to grab is $40? A lot of people say great for the players, but it also reflects the players and how excited they are for the set, which doesn't seem very excited. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I truly do want to hear what you have to say. I crammed a lot into this market watch all at once. So I know you guys typically love that kind of pacing.